Hey there guys, what's going on? It's Gale right here, back with another video on the 5-9 channel. We are here with the Dragon Ball Super Chapter 72, the latest chapter to come out. And with me today, we have Omnito. Say hello, Omni.
Yo, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Alright. We've got a lot of things to cover in this chapter. Well, we say a lot. It's primarily Vegeta and his detective skills, him, emulating the great Sherlock Holmes the entirety of this chapter. But before we begin, overall general thoughts on this chapter. How did you feel about this chapter, Omni?
I mean, it's what we've been waiting for. It's the first. We finally get into the first major fight of the arc, and honestly, though, there was a lot of like you said in the beginning, a lot of detective work going on. A lot of people, a lot of past stuff being mentioned. Also, the fact that Vegeta's notices different things about the planet. Overall, it's a great chapter. Like, it has the fight in it, but it also has some stuff underneath that layer.
I definitely
have to pay attention to.
I 100% agree with you on that one. So initially we get to the point where they already are effectively, they say 18 days later, they finally landed on planet Serial, which I'm surprised that it kind of took that long. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of like mini time skips happening in this arc. I feel that it just goes unnoticed, quite honestly. And then two of the members basically say, just they're over there, go get him, the heaters that is. They say the guy's over there beyond that mountain, go after him. One thing we also have to note, this is one of the big points that we have to admit and consider, and I think Omni mentioned it before we started recording, was Gas and Elec, who are in a spaceship orbiting effectively planet Serial just now. Effectively, they have a small discussion about they haven't been on the planet for nearly 40 years. So do you think there's going to be some connection to potentially when the Saiyans invaded planet Serial as well, Omni?
I could see that, something like, or at least something like they were the ones that are like, hey, maybe if we get these, sort of like how they're doing right now, if we get these two people to fight each other, we could profit.
Yeah,
because that's what they're known about. Like 110%, that's what they're known about.
Yeah, it seems Gas specifically also says his memories aren't particularly they aren't the most fond of this planet. So it's going to be very interesting to see what exactly is going to happen. Is it going to be basically a repeat of what happened to Granola 40 years ago, except it's happening in the present now, right? It's going to be very interesting. But that was obviously a minor plot point, but a very noticeable one, and something that might affect future chapters, which is very cool to see. Like, it's already foreshadowing something that's going to be happening on the planet in the future, which is great. And then immediately, like, after that, Vegeta's already, in his detective mode. He's basically like, the new cities don't look to have been attacked at all. This doesn't look right.
Yeah, he's just like looking. He's like, these ruins are way too old. These cities are way too new.
Yeah.
None of these new cities have been demolished.
Yep. So
and he's just like, something just doesn't add up.
Yep, exactly. And then immediately Granola starts shooting them from pretty far away, from what we could tell, right?
He's a sniper.
Yes, yep. And Vegeta surprisingly goes immediately into Super Saiyan effectively. I don't think he went into God. It went just Super Saiyan. And
yeah, that was Super Saiyan, at least Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2.
Yep. And Goku was surprisingly the cockier one in this situation, where he just decided to rely on Ultra Instinct instead to avoid all the attacks, and then he paid the immediate price for it by getting hit by it. And what do you think about this one? Do you think it's kind of odd seeing Goku being the cockier one? Obviously Vegeta was surprisingly more subtle in this chapter, right?
Yeah, that's something that was really interesting in this chapter, is like Goku's just like, man, I've been learning Ultra Instinct. I know it's a mindset, not a form.
Yeah.
And he pays the price by getting nailed in the back of the neck in a vital spot that basically would have taken him out of the fight already.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the beautiful senzu beans.
Yep.
And Vegeta's just being a little bit. It's weird. It's almost like they're changing roles. Weird, like, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Like, and like even in the beginning of when they finally fight Granola, they're like, okay, we're not gonna fight together. But for the first time I've ever seen, Vegeta's just like, yeah, you go first, Goku.
Yeah, it's also surprising to see Vegeta being so caring, shall I say, so concerned.
Oh yeah, Yeah, when Goku got shot, I'm like, wait, did Vegeta just care?
Wait, did he actually care about him? He probably would have just ditched him like 5 years ago or something instead.
Right.
But yeah, we progress on. There's more fight scenes happening between and Granola finally introduces himself, and Goku and Vegeta are like, we don't even know you guys anymore, right? We don't even know you. Who are you? And he's like, I know your kind too well, Saiyans. And he's like, wait, what? Why do you hold a grudge against us Saiyans? You're probably not the first one to do that, but you know. But yeah, they continue having a bit of a back and forth, basically. You know, Goku is like, does he know our techniques? But Granola is like, no, I'm just that much stronger. Which is okay. That's something that I also wanted to talk about. Actually, is the strength of Granola. Like obviously when he made the wish to become the strongest, that was even before Goku and Vegeta theoretically even progressed in their training with Whis and Beerus. To see Granola so much stronger still, kinda low-key, from what it looks like at least, it's a bit of a surprise to me, because I would have thought the moment he became the strongest, quote-unquote, that was just being we don't exactly know how much stronger he became, to be fair, but but my thought process and my expectation was he was just stronger than Goku and Vegeta, or whoever the strongest in the universe was at the time. So probably still Goku and Vegeta, right? The fact that they went above quite a bit, it seems like, and even after Goku and Vegeta's training with Whis and Beerus respectively, is kind of surprising to me. What do you think, Omni, on that one, right?
So my thought process is still like this on when it comes to him being the strongest. I think it's still based on where they were at the time he made the wish.
Yeah.
Goku and Vegeta, yes, they trained, but they never really got strong. They just learned new techniques per se.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Because I mean, in the chapter, you have Goku. He fights Granola. He fights him in, gets wrecked in base form. God mode, he does a little bit better, but when he goes blue,
it's pretty even.
It's pretty even at that point. Like, I'm just like, now Granola said he wanted to be the strongest in the universe, so he's probably just a little bit of, like, I don't even think he's a lot above blue. I think he's just like that next step above blue. Just enough to be considered.
Yep. Makes sense. And then, of course, as you said, he fought him in God and still got obliterated. But one key factor we noticed in during the fight as Super Saiyan God was that Goku is able to use it in conjecture with Ultra Instinct. Now he can use the Super Saiyan forms in conjecture with Ultra Instinct, and Ultra Instinct becomes quote-unquote more accurate in the Super Saiyan forms. What do you think about that? Because, I mean, this has been something that we've been kind of, not necessarily, I would say, well, people were, jokingly predicting it. Like, imagine, like how Kaioken's being used with Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Blue, sorry. Like, people were saying, what if he starts using Ultra Instinct with Super Saiyan? And kind of is. What do you think about that, Omni?
Honestly, that was something like that sort of caught me off guard, because, in the beginning of the arc, they were talking constantly how Ultra Instinct's not a transformation. It's not a transformation.
Yeah.
But here we're watching him transform, and now it's becoming more powerful.
Yes.
So maybe it's different. Like, maybe we're going to get some sort of explanation that's different for Saiyans. Maybe it does have to be, I wouldn't say used like in the mastered Ultra Instinct form, but like maybe it has to be combined with a Saiyan state instead of base form.
Yeah, I just think, like, we've been saying it's a technique for a long time, and it is a technique, right? I just think it's kind of like the Kaioken, where it's a technique, but if you amplify it with something, it becomes more stronger, or the state becomes more stronger, right?
Sort of like how Kaioken Blue.
Exactly, sort of like Kaioken Blue. Obviously, sort of like the non-canon, I should say, Super Saiyan Kaioken form, of course, the Super Kaioken form, obviously, against Pikkon, of course. So I do believe that's the case. Let us know in the comment section down below what do you guys think of that point. Of course, it is going to be very interesting to see how much stronger, obviously, Ultra Instinct plus XYZ Super Saiyan form is going to be, right? That's going to be very, very interesting. But obviously, before the chapters even came out, we did see some leaks from a certain Ryo Kutia who said, there's going to be a person who loses twice. I wouldn't say Goku lost necessarily twice. He got dropped a bit twice, but he didn't lose, right? I wouldn't count that as probably losing.
Yeah, he got dropped twice. Once by getting cracked in the back of the neck with a blast. And then, of course, Granola catching him in the gut.
Yeah, and then he got up immediately as well. It wasn't even a proper drop, let's be honest. But yeah, I'm kind of I'm not gonna lie. When I heard the leaks, I genuinely thought it was Vegeta. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Vegeta was the one who's gonna lose twice.
Everyone thinks it's Vegeta.
I'm pretty sure everybody thought it was Vegeta. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the tracker. It's the track record.
It's a track record. Sadly, it's a track record, and it is unfortunate that it is the case. Unfortunately, but. Another fun fact we found out about Granola, I swear we're learning these fun facts and it's actually a joy to read, is that his right eye is the sharpest in the universe, apparently. Mm-hmm. It can see all, such as like blood flow, muscle movement. Like, that is pretty much a good counter to Ultra Instinct, because Ultra Instinct is obviously thinking before you, or moving before you think, but if somebody can read your movement already because of your blood flow and muscle movement and whatnot, he's kind of read you completely at that point. What do you think on that, Omni?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be very interesting because, like, I think that was the thing that, you know, reading Super as it's been going on since, you know, the Tournament of Powers, like, how are they gonna counteract Ultra Instinct outside of what we know, where Goku just can't handle the form for a long period of time?
Yeah.
You know, giving him the fusion time limit per se.
Yeah.
But actually having a character that's basically the Ultra Instinct counter it brings a new dynamic to it, because it's like now Goku can't fully just rely on it like he did in Moro multiple times.
Yeah. Exactly. One thing I will say though is I love how Goku is just like, Granola is like, oh, give me Frieza's, I'll still extract Frieza's location from you. I'll take revenge on you. And Goku's just like, wait, what are you even saying, bro? I don't even know.
Goku's just like, what are you talking about?
You know in Avengers Endgame when Scarlet Witch goes up to the past Thanos and is like, I'll kill you for whatever you've done. And Thanos is like, I don't even know who you are.
I don't even know who you are.
And this is an exact copy of that. It's literally just like, Goku's like, I don't even know who you are. What do you want from me?
And it's funny because, like, normally we associate Goku for just the dumb responses naturally, but even here he's just like,
I don't even know what you're on about.
What the heck are you on, dude?
It's just like,
I just met you.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, he even goes like, I thought you were the bad guy. And it's like, Granola's like, shut up, I don't care about you, you'll pay. And it's like, bro, come on, man.
Like, you are so blinded by your anger.
Yep. Yeah, he's just stunned. Goku's just stunned. But of course, then Goku goes into Super Saiyan Blue, and of course they have that combat effectively. And while that situation is entirely going on, you know, the planet's citizens, I suppose, the Cerealians, are just like
Shigarians. They're the Shigarians.
Oh, they're the Shigarians. There you go. Sorry.
God, remember, sugar cereal.
Shigarians. Yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting, bro. I forget that they're the Shigarians and the Cerealians are different. My bad. But the Shigarians are basically like, I don't know what's happening. What is this? Why is there a lot of earthquakes? We're dying today.
We're in danger.
Chuckles, I'm in danger. But yeah, they're basically like, we don't know what's happening, the whole situation. And in the meantime, Vegeta's just doing his detective work and is like, yeah, okay, there's this giant paw here. I see what's happened here now, big man. All right. But
like, this is all starting to make a lot of sense.
So this is the question, because Vegeta in the end says, okay, it makes sense now, and he knows who he is. So obviously, Omni and I were discussing this before the recording, and the question arises, was Vegeta a part of the attack on Planet Cereal when he was younger? Because from what we gather, this happened around 40 to 50 years ago. I think Omni says it's more 50 years, right?
Yeah, I think they said 50 years in an earlier chapter. Yeah,
and we can estimate Vegeta's age to be around, let's say, 40-ish, 50-ish, give or take, right? I'm assuming. Again, Dragon Ball timeline's very bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard. I know there's
insane age doesn't help.
Yeah, that's also there. I think there's an exact timeline of when everything happens, but it's still a bit confusing to say the least, right? But either Vegeta is a part of that situation, or Omni, like you mentioned. And I know you're gonna agree, say this, but it could have been part of the thing where, you know, Bardock and, you know, the Saiyans in general, whenever they would conquer a planet, they would just talk about it and, you know, bask in the
brag about
glory, shall we say? Yeah.
like we conquered this. Like they're basically space Vikings.
Yeah, effectively. So, what would you think? I mean, I know you would probably prefer the latter, but let's let the viewers listen in on this one. What would you think would be the better, like, not better per se, but what do you think makes the most sense? Vegeta being part of it, or do you think it's actually just Bardock coming back and, you know, talking about it and basking in the glory? Because we have to also remember this Bardock is a lot more mellow compared to Z's Bardock, and we're going to be following the minus Bardock, right? So, what do you think?
So, I mean... So I'm thinking I actually have 3 theories with this one.
Okay, I haven't heard the third theory.
So the first one, of course, is the one where, maybe Bardock was a little bit more, you know, aggressive at first, but mellowed out by the time we really saw him in Minus.
Yep.
Or in the beginning of the Broly movie, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
In that sense. Because I mean, we know Bardock has done it. We know he's gone to other planets. We know he's conquered planets.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. My second theory, of course, is the one that we have that maybe this was one of Vegeta's first few missions.
Yeah.
Like, I know he was young when Planet Vegeta exploded, but he still has gone to other planets before, again, by shown in the beginning of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie.
And even in Dragon Ball Z as well, we've seen, even when he was under Frieza's command, he was also exploring planets as well. So it could be during that phase as well.
Exactly. And then the third one is, now I know this is something we've never truly gotten a lot of confirmation on, but what if his dad was a part of this one? Like,
it's possible,
we've never seen King Vegeta do, you know, any of the, he's always the one behind being like, yeah, you go there, bye-bye, cool.
Also,
like that.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think it's actually less likely it's Vegeta, because obviously, Granola says it was the Saiyan tribe. They never really called themselves the Saiyan tribe at any point. And on top of that, Granola would have obviously known at that point if the Saiyans had died out, considering if there was only 3 of them, you know, working for Frieza, right? So I think it's actually less likely it's Vegeta, of course, but I think those 2 theories of Bardock or King Vegeta, I think, are extremely possible. Yes, I agree with you on that one. It's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. Obviously, Vegeta will let us know who he is, or how his relation is.
He just flat out, the last thing in that chapter is like, I know who he is. Or I think I know who he is.
I will say, though, if Vegeta... But obviously, Granola is going to be clouded by rage, and he's probably not going to listen. But I would be immensely surprised if Vegeta manages to halt this fight already in the next chapter, because that would mean whatever is going to happen after that means Gas and Elec, or more in particular, Gas is going to have to be the main villain, effectively, right? Immediately, even.
Yeah, because they're hyping him up right now to be like probably the strongest of the heaters.
Yep.
And they said, and early in the chapter, they say something like, you know, his memories of this planet are bad.
Yep.
But he's changed a lot since then. So, like, they could very well just throw him as the main villain, or give us something completely. You know, like, there's still so much time. They can just throw us that curveball, however they want to do it.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. But yeah, I think that's all from us. Any final thoughts you want to add, Omni, to this chapter?
All I know is Detective Vegeta. I need more of it.
Vegeta Holmes.
It was a nice change of pace for the character.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been good. Vegeta's quite different to his normal state. I'm very impressed by this. This feels like, okay, this chapter, I will say this chapter feels more like the Vegeta we should have gotten immediately after the Buu Saga in Super, in my opinion. This feels more like a Vegeta in line with post Buu Saga, you know, situation.
Yeah, like he's like, okay, Goku, I know you're a little bit stronger. You go first, do your thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to make sense of the whole thing.
Yeah, he's still kind of cocky, which is fine. As you can see, like in one of the earlier pages, he mentions that he's a bit like, I want to fight him, but I'm gonna let you go ahead first, kind of thing, right? And I'm gonna, you know, go ahead and do some other stuff and prove my superiority to you in another way. But yeah, I'm enjoying this Vegeta a bit more. I'm not gonna lie, because again, like I said, my qualms with Super Vegeta has always been that he regressed in character development. He felt more like a early Buu Saga, late Cell Saga Vegeta rather than a post Buu Saga Vegeta, right? I don't know if you felt the same way, Omni, in regards to his personality and everything.
I agree. No, I agree with you 100%. Because he repeated himself so many times in Super, like of what he did in earlier arcs. I'm just like, Vegeta, buddy, we've been past this. Let's
Yeah.
just move on. You're smarter than this.
Yeah.
We know Vegeta between Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta is the smarter of the two.
Yep. I mean, obviously, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that is true. But yeah, no, I'm liking the Vegeta a bit more. Obviously, Goku in this chapter, I must admit, kind of interesting to see him a little bit more, I guess, cockier as well. I guess, you know, at the end of the day, when you experience power like the Ultra Instinct form, and of course seeing its prowess against Moro, then obviously Jiren at the time, it can kind of get to your head at a point, especially for a Saiyan, with an ego, of course. Less so in Goku, of course, but still present nonetheless. He's still a pure Saiyan, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's good to see that as well. Some at that time, some different attributes to these characters. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this chapter. I think this is a great direction they're going in. Hopefully, they keep doing more and more unique stuff like this, because it's a thumbs up from me personally. I'm very much liking this. But yeah, let us know in the comment section down below. What did you guys think of this chapter? Let us know what were your favorite moments, if there were any, of course, and let us know your predictions for future or the next chapter even. What do you think the connection between Vegeta and Planet Cereal or Granola specifically is? Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content, and thanks to Omni for joining me, and
No worries.
we'll see you guys in the next chapter review. Take it easy, everybody. Peace out.
Later, guys.